What's going on, Dan K Show fans? We're calling it the summer soft opening. We're like a restaurant right now, figuring out the dishes. Lucas is in the back, chefing up all the edits, all the cuts, and what this thing's going to look like in the 2021-2022 campaign. But with that, we start with a familiar segment, Dan K's three things. Thing number one, well, guess what? There's four Minnesota Blue Hawks that make the final 30-man cut of the NCDC roster of the New Hampshire Junior Monarchs. That's cradle to college. That is a great growth system. That's the NCDC coming up big yet again. And how about those Blue Hawks with Jay Witta? Incredible start to their offseason. There's never an offseason when you're a Blue Hawks, baby. Thing number two. I'm milling around on this one, Lucas. I think it was the summer showcase that just went down a few weeks back. And oh boy, was that successful. A bunch of champions. You know what? I'm not even going to talk about them here. You know why? Because you should go to TikTok. That's at USPHL. That's at _NK Show. And you're going to see a bunch of this ugly mug on the TikToks, baby. We're in TikTok land. Thing number three. Three's a good number, right? You know, Guy Fieri uses it in Guy's Grocery Games, which I watch a lot of in my off-season time. 3, 2, 1, go. This time it's 3, 2, 1, no. 3 NHL draft picks directly out of the NCDC. Sam Lipkin, you got Chase, Clark, and finally Shane. Take a little chance on me, baby. The cup chaser, Chase Clark. What an incredible job. We got to talk about the NHL draft. We got to talk about hockey. We have to talk about the new show. We got to talk about what we're doing. And I keep saying we. It's like there's someone else in here. It's like there's someone to my right. There's a guy. His name's Louis Joseph. Lucas Jones, that's his name. The offseason, you always forget your friends when you go away for summer school. You know, I went to summer school a lot. Lucas, what's up?
Dan, I couldn't be happy to be back. I love this summer soft opening that we get to do every year where, you know, we kind of work out maybe some new formats for a couple of shows. We kind of revamp some segments. I get a chance to write a new theme song, create a new intro for the show. And more importantly, we get a chance to start that slow climb back to puck drop on the regular season.
I can't wait. Bobblehead Dan can't wait either. He's shaking his head. Yes, we want some more. And Lucas, I got to ask you, I've sent you 100+ options for the theme song for the show. You haven't accepted any of my emails. It looks like you're rejecting them and they're going directly to the trash. Is that what's happening?
All of the songs you've sent me are all copyright. So we can't use them because otherwise they will get in trouble. But also a disturbing number of them are just television theme songs from the 70s. And I'm not real sure where that's
from. There's a hockey game in your neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Dan K Show. I did not steal that from a thing.
There might be a small problem with that. Small problem, but I'm sure I'm just thinking of nothing.
Parody is safe. Remember that, YouTube. Lucas, let's get into it, though. We're not talking parody. We're talking a real thing right now, okay? We're talking NHL draft picks for the NCDC. You want to talk about putting yourself on the map, you know, outpacing the competition at the Tier 2 level, just not even competition anymore at the Tier 3 level. The USPHL in the rocket ship, on the way to the moon. Let's talk through these three picks. And let's do it in a little fun way. People at home don't know that we've been debating Jimmy Vesey v. Jack Eichel for years and years, Lucas, for years and years about who you'd rather have on your roster. Why do they not know? Because it never made the air.
Yeah, that is a piece of content that we have tried to film on 3 separate non-consecutive occasions. And each time, the content never aired. I think the first time we lost it, the second time it got bumped, and the third time it just kind of got stuck in the ether. So now we're going to revitalize the debate, but with some new fresh faces from the USPHL.
And I want to use 2 guys who we know really well. 2 guys who went the whole round here in the NCDC. 183rd overall pick, Chase Clark, going to the Capitals. The 186th overall pick, Shane LaChance, going to the Edmonton Oilers. You sit here, you look at these 2. Obviously, we know how good these players are. We have been hearing about Shane LaChance in the 3rd round. I think a 6th-round pick for him. What a steal for Edmonton, a team that needs the draft. I mean, you saw You just saw Ryan Whitney talking about spitting chicklets. And this is a team that maybe tried to kind of go the lose for picks route for a couple of years, maybe tried to give some stuff away. It didn't work out. Now Connor McDavid's sitting there wondering, where are the troops? Where's my help? How are we going to put a winning team together here that wins year in and year out? How good is that Shane LaChance pick?
I mean, I think it's exactly, it might be indicative of where they're loading up to. I mean, you said it yourself. This is a team that has really struggled to compete in a number of different ways. There's always that conversation at the end of a bad year, right? How many games are losing games and how many games are maybe losses with a little extra behind them. But I think this is it. You gotta put the tools together. You gotta put the pieces together. And I think a guy like Shane LaChance is exactly the type of player that can fit into a mold. He just has that utility player presence. He can really do it all.
Yeah, and you look at the other side of it with Shane LaChance, it's that Boston Junior Bruins program. Like, you just saw Chris Delaney go to UMass. You've seen commitment after commitment out of this program. And there's a reason why. I mean, Mike Anderson and the Masters family there, everybody in that, Nevin, everybody in that program, they build players to fit any system, right? It's a one-size-fits-all. They're building Swiss Army knives. They're not going out there and building the Connor McDavid of the world, where he's just going to go out there and skate past everybody. These are guys that take the tools you have and build the ones you don't. And that's why Shane LaChance, to me, that year he got to have here with the Boston Junior Bruins, that opportunity down in Hub City, Tampa, I think that takes his game from a level that was high enough to be on a draft watch list to, I really think he was a third, fourth round talent picked in the sixth round of this draft. And I just can't wait to see what he can do for the Edmonton Oilers. Look at the other side of it. And you got a gigantic netminder in the 6'6" tall Chase Clark. And I didn't want to say to his face what I said on Twitter, but my comparison, Lucas, this is Braden Holtby stuck in the big body of Ben Bishop. That's what I see when I saw Chase Clark play this last year. I was the guy who, before an NHL draft watch list, before anything came out, had been singing the praises of Chase Clark all the way back in October, saying this kid could be a draft pick. People thought maybe I was wrong. People were looking at me like, really? I don't know, the NCDC. And I'm right. Because why? Because NCDC to Moon, Chase Clark to NHL. That's how this works.
Well, I mean, Dan, you've had enough great calls over the years that someone just needs to make you the GM of a team already. I mean, I think that's got to be it at this point. You've had enough close calls with Destiny here, but I think the biggest thing for me about Chase Clark, the thing that I love about him, is his rebound control. And I'm a huge believer in the ability of a netminder to not make flashy saves as much as we might love it. It makes the highlight reel, it makes the top 10, it looks good on a recruitment video, but the ability to take a shot from inside 15 feet and swallow and ice the puck. Yeah. That is a trait that is just so important, so incredible. And he's really an on-ice manager. And I think that lends perfectly to where the game is going. And I think this is a goaltender who's going to be, I think, incredibly successful, especially inside that organization.
That's an incredible Freudian slip there with saying the word skater about Chase Clark, because he is a skater and he will play the puck. He'll get out and play it. So many times with these big guys, they don't make it all the way to the show when they're at that size because they can't move, right? And teams want that six man, especially on that forecheck game. You want a guy who can get out and play the puck. Braden Holtby, you saw him drive Tortorella teams nuts with the New York Rangers for a long time. When he'd get out behind the net, he'd play the puck out. Carey Price, why is Carey Price's winning percentage so good career-wise against Henrik Lundqvist head-to-head? Because he did the same thing. He killed the forecheck. That was the whole game for the Rangers for a long time, is get the puck deep, get physical, make something happen, win a close game. Chase Clark gives you the opportunity to win the close game. Rebound control, all that incredible, but he does the little things on the ice. And when I talk about the mentals game, this kid has it. This kid is a smart, intelligent netminder, knows how to play the game, understands what he needs to do on a day in and day out basis. I cannot sing the praises enough. I am telling you right now, put it on the record. Unless he's traded to another NHL squad, this guy's playing for the Capitals. This guy will make his way through the ranks. He will be playing for the Capitals in no less than 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with you on that one. He is. I think the ceiling is very high. I think that there is a lot of ways that he still can develop and he can add to an already impressive resume. And Dan, I think you and I are just going to have to maybe start taking guesses on which arena we're going to have to buy tickets to see Chase Clark's debut.
Yeah, it's it right now. Because if I'm a team anywhere in the NHL, you see Vitek go back to the Washington Capitals. How about did you see the Seattle Kraken's Twitter post, by the way, about that move, trading him back? Thanks for the memories with the Seattle Kraken poorly photoshopped onto his Capitals jersey. Incredible work. I'll tell you what, those folks in the social media department there earned a little bit extra that day. But you look at it, this is a team, they have that youth in net right now at the big level. So if he's going to stick around, which it looks like he is, if they trade it back for him, Chase may be on the move at some point over the next couple of years as he continues to grow. Long time off to think about that, though. Lipkin as well, Lucas. This is a guy we saw with the Rockets Hockey Club and might have been the difference. Didn't have him in that Dineen Cup championship game through the Dineen Cup playoffs. I mean, might have been the difference there with a championship potential because he was just that good. He's an absolute rocket, quick on his skates, incredible Arizona Coyote pick. Coyotes have some time to grow here, so it's going to give Lipkin time to grow in that system. You can't wait to see him, see if he can make the move up the tracks. But just getting drafted, just being on that draft watch list, Lucas. I mean, you look at 9 players made that list from the NCDC, from the USPHL. How much of an honor is that?
Well, to put it in perspective, right? Our job is to elevate the discussion of the draft, throughout the entire season. And but you think about from these players' perspective, and think about that first day on the ice, right? As a young kid, and all of the work they've put in, and all of the times where they maybe didn't think they could do it, and not just to end up on that list, which is incredible enough to earn the eyes of the professional community, but then to be drafted for that vote of confidence, right? That in of itself, I have to imagine is just such a moment of validation for these players that, that's why they ask you, hey, where were you when you found out, when you got that call? What was that moment like?
Lucas, I can't wait to see where these players go into the next level. And for us, my favorite thing about all this, and it's something that I think has led to what our next conversation, our next segment is going to be, is just about what this year looks like, right? This is our soft open this season. The biggest thing is we get to, with this USPHL brand, with how the best brand in junior hockey in my mind, you get to see the NCDC level going to the Division I level, going to pro hockey, being drafted in the entry level draft. You get to see that. You get to see the great stories like Joe Duzak out there in Toronto. Then you look down a list and you get a chance to look at NCAA Division II and Division III commits. And even better, you get to see ACHA Division I through Division III commitments. And this is what we're championing. If you have had a commitment this summer and we haven't gotten to you yet, guess what? It means we're so busy, we're trying to find it. We missed you. So you should reach out to us, ACHA, NCAA, NHL, wherever you ended up this offseason. Reach out to the Dan K Show. Lucas, how can they do that to tell us about their commitment?
Well, you can go to @the_Dan K Show, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can shoot us an email. You can go to www.dankshow.com, use the contact page, and you can shoot us over a message there. You can reach out to us any number of ways. Just shoot us a DM, comment on a tweet or a post that we have. We'll find you, we'll get you on the phone, and we'll talk to you.
Celebrating all commitments, each and every one. There is an incredible thing to say about the academic opportunity the ACHA level brings, as well as the NCAA and obviously NHL, baby. And you look at it all, USPHL thriving in all of it. Lucas, I got my Breaking Bad mug. We got to break into some good news, though. No Breaking Bad. I'm excited for what's up next.
The Dan K Show podcast is sponsored by Anchor.fm. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free, and there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will even take care of the distribution of your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor.fm to get started.
Welcome to the Empty Net, our favorite portion of each and every show, where we normally talk to you. But if there's one thing Lucas knows about Dan K, he enjoys talking about himself a little bit more. And that's what we're going to do, Lucas. We're going to talk about ourselves. We're going to talk about this season. This is the soft open of the Dan K show. Not a ton of hockey to talk about yet. Guys still getting ready, figuring out their hometowns, figuring out where they're going to be this season. So for us, we want to share with the folks at home what they have to look forward to. You can watch the audio podcast, The Dan K Show Presents Junior Hockey for More, a huge rebrand coming there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. We're driving that product to the moon as well. And here on the video podcast, a ton to do. But Lucas, beyond the podcast, behind the video, behind the audio, there's even more to come for the Dan K Show. I know you are working hard behind the scenes to ensure that hockey TV broadcasts for all of our teams, each of our individual teams, are up and running at a level unlike ever before. And I know me, I'm over here just trying to develop, baby, just trying to develop more and more opportunities for these players to be seen at the next level. And what a job Commissioner Bob Turo has done working tirelessly, man. This guy, what he stayed, I think he stayed in 60 hotels in 58 days at one point in the off season, Lucas.
Yeah, he is working in ways that I didn't even think a person could work. I've had more 2 a.m. phone calls with the commissioner at this point than I think I've ever had before. And if you want the details about our new roles, you got to go over to the audio podcast. The newest episode was released yesterday, so go over there. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. But I think, Dan, the short version here is that I've been given an opportunity here to really work with teams on the technology side of things. Folks at home know I'm the technical director for the Dan K Show. That was how I came onto the show from a tech perspective. And my job, make those broadcasts super crisp, super clean, make sure teams have the best headsets, cameras that record in HD, so they integrate with everything the league likes to do, so you folks can have a clean broadcast, getting teams hooked up with the ability to run some ads. I know we all love watching the Zamboni as it takes its graceful laps around the rink, but maybe there's some interviews with players, maybe there's some national content from the two most watched hosts in junior hockey. There's a lot of fun ways that we can get these broadcasts to a professional, consistent level across the league. That is going to be largely my job. But I'll tell you what, Dan, I've noticed already that in dealing with these things, you find some more interesting ways that perhaps down the road, you might be able to really shoot this product to the moon, and hopefully we'll be able to bring all of that stuff to you soon. But Dan, that's basically the rundown of what I've been doing.
Yeah, and that's what's so exciting about what Lucas is doing, folks, because in this new world, right, and you've seen it in the past year here with this pandemic, with everything that's gone on, coaches have had to learn and pivot to the digital realm for most, if not all, of their scouting in some cases. And that's where hockey TV comes in. That's why it's such a great product to work with, where if we're not capitalizing on it, what are we doing, right? So that's what we're doing right now. We're capitalizing on that opportunity, getting your player, yourself, if you are a player watching us right now, to the scouts at home. That's what we want. We want you to be seen. We want you to be heard. We want those accomplishments to be found. On my end, the goal right here, Lucas, it is driving to be player first. Hashtag player first, and that's our goal. That's been our rallying cry since the beginning. We all know the story. Dan K's talked about himself enough. We want to talk about you. We want to talk about you, the player. Every accomplishment we want a chance to cover. I have, I guess, figuratively put all my chips into the middle here. And I know Lucas has as well. We put all of our chips. This is what we do now. We are Dan K and Lucas Jones. We are here for you 24/7, around the clock, to better the game for the players who play it. We're not here to hide commitments that we don't like. We're not here to skirt around the facts. We're here to give you straight facts to you each and every day about what we deem to be the best league in all the land and what we deem to be the best sport in all the land. There's nothing like hockey. And the big thing for Lucas and I know with all of this is the ability to be genuine in our content creation and do the things that we think are best for the player. That's what it's going to be all about. We're going to have some fun broadcasts this year. We have a big announcement coming on Monday about an event that's going to be very, very cold, but very, very fun. We've got even bigger announcements coming up down the road. We got the Joe Sikoa show coming up. He won our Fantasy Hockey League. You're going to have him either next Thursday or the Thursday after doing his Joe Sikoa show. We got to talk to him. What else is there to say, Lucas?
I mean, Dan, at this point, just know that you, Dan Kay, and myself, Lucas Jones, are working around the clock for players, for every player, elevating, like you said, every single commitment, and really trying to find the best place for a player to be that suits them, not just the traditional paths and the metrics that everyone's focused on. And so far, Dan, everyone is absolutely raven about what we've done and the ways that we've elevated the player first, put that content to elevate them above everything else.
Is ravened a word? Absolutely ravened?
No, raven with an apostrophe, like,
You
raven.
made up a word there. That's not a real word. Like
Raven
raven, like
is-
they quothed? Nevermore?
No, like raving, but without the G. Raven.
I think you messed up. I think he messed up. You write into us at _DanK Show, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Let me know if you think Lucas messed up. Quote the Dan K Show, nevermore for this episode. Rapping on Lucas's door, we must leave. Lucas, your parting words for today's show. Yeah, I was cawing up the wrong tree with that one. That's another Raven quote. I don't think Ravens really caw. They probably chirp more. Dan K, Lucas Jones. When Dan K's on the mic, it is always hockey night. The Dan K Show is looking for partners, for sponsors, and for advertisers on shows, broadcasts, and everything in between. You can reach out to us either at media@usphl.com. You can reach out to us at dankshow16@gmail.com. Or you can just go to dankshow.com, contact us there, or you can tweet us. Any way you want to reach us, the Dan K Show is looking for sponsors to help us cover the game in better ways than ever before. Dan K, Lucas Jones. When Dan K's on a mic, it's always hockey night.
I think actually ravens specifically caw.
Do they call?
I think so. Actually,
That's a seagull.
yeah, no, that's your Jersey Shore coming out a little bit there.
That's my Jersey Shore. Also, to the folks at home, we talk about all these new upgrades. My background will be much better than the CIA underground system I'm stuck in right now. No one can know my location.
An undisclosed location for Dan K.
It's me.